All right.
Nice quick episode, please.
That's quick one. Tune into the next week's episode 100. This is episode 99.
Yeah.
How you doing, bro?
I'm good.
How's it going? Getting on? We're
I'm
a bit tired today. All of us. Me.
That's because what's going on, bro. Full rush today.
Yeah.
I do want to say first things first. Place we have to start. R.I.P. Ralph.
Yes.
We lost a legend in the game.
Yeah. No, that's like I think I've said it many times that if you had gone to college like 2013, 2017, the Dublin circuit particularly, I know it was probably the same in Galway. Mm-hmm. It was very small, so it was very communal, and we all knew each other. And obviously, he was close with a lot of the Balbriggan boys, Kenny and Magic now Charlie. So I would see him quite often. I would be around him quite often, and like he was good for the chats. He always, whenever you wanted to have a conversation with him, you had to become ready because he was ready to. He was always ready to engage in the conversations. Like a fellow, he loved Cole. He loved LeBron's
OG Irish podcast.
OG like Reckless Pod. So
Reckless Pod did. If they didn't stop, man,
bruv, potential.
Because they were like I remember there was unoriginal.
Yeah.
But Reckless Talk at the time
Reckless
when we
Pod,
were doing it,
yeah.
Reckless Talk Pod, when it was us, Dio, you had three at the back.
Yeah.
I had TSC. Like I remember everyone was looking at them like they're
yeah. And it's like because the chemistry between him and ZJ was just off the roof, and like it's the other side of Ireland being too small that we're also so familiar with each other. When news like this does happen, it can't help but hit home because it's an individual I would have been around, especially uni days, many times. And I remember my last interaction with him was at Leon's birthday at the Guinness place. Yeah. And then I was just saying, I was like, man, I don't really see your presence anymore. Like you're not on the line, you know. He's like, oh, no, man, I'm coming back with the music. And I was like, oh, good.
Oh, fam, we even have music as well.
Do you know Ari Noir?
We lost a multi-talented guy.
Nah, and like, it's so sad when like you hear it and it just hits you. And yeah, it just R.I.P. to Ralph. Anyways,
rest in peace, bro. Like
rest easy, brother. Anyway,
sad. Anyways, I just wanted to say that because obviously, like.
Yeah, and I wanted to start out with the podcast with that as well, because like obviously when you hear the news, you remember the moments you had with the person, and I was like, and then when I started remembering, like I was actually around him a lot more than I thought I was, especially those uni years, because every college event, everybody's at each other's events.
Twitter days too.
Exactly. Fam? So he'd be, and like obviously he loved to throw shade on Drake, and he loved J. Cole. So me too. I was like, I was there with him. Yeah, this is where we are. So we found our identity there. So it was upsetting to hear. You don't want to believe it, but you also don't want it to be a rumor because you're like, who the fuck was making up? Who would make this up? But at the same time, you're just in disbelief. So yeah.
Nah, it's proper. Like it's just proper crazy, man. Like I'm not even gonna lie. Yeah. But look, man. Peace.
Oh yeah, no, for RIP.
Right.
So yeah, hope sending all his family and friends healing energy. So we wanted to start the podcast with that.
Yeah, man.
And with that being said, Dij, how are you? I was do you know what I saw the other day? Actually, I saw the COVID babies are going to school in September.
Crazy.
I saw that. Yeah, then I made me think. In the last 4 years, how do you think you've like been? Because it's mad to think in March 4 years ago this whole thing kicked off, and those kids, people that had kids like then, I actually go to school.
Because you know, especially when they just told us it was 2 weeks. I know niggas were fucking. Niggas were fucking.
Them was like you have to do 9 to 5. You don't have time. You don't have energy when you come home. Now you're just at home.
Yeah, that's when because there was a point where I think some people had time off. They didn't really work from home.
Yeah, because they didn't know what was happening, and they didn't bring their laptops or anything home. So the workers had to send the monitors after. So for some people, it actually was a 2-week break, just in the gap
with my babes, and there's nothing to do.
What a bad 4 years to even be here right now. We good, yeah? No. Yeah, so when I saw that tweet, I was like, I can't believe it feels slow and fast at the same time. Because when you're in it and they're telling you, oh, this week, next, you're getting the weekly updates from Leo Varadkar. So you think, like, we're never going to get out of this. And then when I saw a tweet that was saying those babies are going to school in September, I'm like, why did it feel like, quick and slow at the same time?
It's like, it's right there.
It's one of those things, it's like when you're in it, it's slow. But when you're looking back, you're like, fucking hell, it's quick.
Yeah, because what's called COVID was... in like 2 months, it was 4 years ago.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's when because I remember I saw even again on Twitter, I saw a tweet saying like apart from 9/11, what's the one date that we all lived through that was the maddest? And someone put March 13, 2020. And I actually remember because March 13th, obviously Paddy's Day is the 17th. We're looking forward to Paddy's Day, doing work night out and planning everything. This is what we're doing with my Pfizer crew. And then they're just like every day, oh, it's in Italy. If you've come back from Italy, don't come. If you and I say, yeah, that's over.
Nah, yeah, it's actually crazy. Like, but
Is it recording? Yeah.
nah, it's recording. What's called? It's just looking low, but I'll fix it in post.
Oh, okay.
But for me, I had just left my job.
Yeah.
So it wasn't really. I didn't really feel too much, just because it was kind of one of them situations where I was at home anyways.
Yeah.
And I was vexed because half the things that pissed me off about my job was going to the office.
Okay.
So if I had to stay at home, I would have still hated the job, but I could have lasted a little longer.
I hear it. That being said, do you think those years of the pandemic has changed you in any ways? Your mentality, your way you socialize around people?
Oh yeah, 100%. Like, what's called? I think it's still not fully like, it's not that like I freak out or I have a panic attack or anything.
Yeah.
But you know, sometimes like even when you just walk into like a shopping center,
Yeah.
and there's bare people around, and I'm just like,
I was literally about to say that. Like I remember the first time I went into Liffey Valley, it was a Friday. I think I was going to Nando's. It was a Friday, like 4:00. So people were there, kids were there with their parents and everything. I honestly remember my heart like beating quicker, like feel heart palpitation. I'm like, what the hell is this? Because again, I was unlike you. I wasn't working from home. I still had to go in. So there was moments I would pop into a shopping center here and there just on the way home, and it'd be dead. So that first time you're just like into a crowd again, I'm like, nah, this is not it. Even till today, I still think I feel some of it where I'm like, I don't really want to be around a lot of people too tough.
no, you know what? To be fair, like, because during COVID didn't actually really slow me down.
Yeah.
I was still going about. I was still doing whatever I needed to do. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I still traveled a bit and all that kind of shit. It's not like, you know, during Christmas times back in the day.
Yeah.
Where like you walking down Grafton Street and it's like packed.
Bare people.
That
it
bothered me back then, but
now I look. Now I even see it on stories. I'm like, that's so many people. It's always one of those things that said, they'd be like, "What's the one thing that bothers you as you get older?" Like people say, like loud noises, or sometimes it's like maybe we're just like, that's too many people to be outside in this.
To be
cold,
fair,
man.
loud noises bother me way more now than they used to.
Because getting older.
Yeah, like because the thing is,
get down to that age, like, why are you making that much noise, man?
bro, before, if I'm driving you'd hear me before you see me. Like you'd hear my music pumping from anywhere.
Nah, did you
nowadays, bro, man, I'm sliding through and I'm like, even sometimes the music is turn that shit down.
Yeah, just say with your thoughts in silent. Like, just vex yourself.
You know how I knew I've changed. My phone doesn't warn me that my music is too loud anymore.
It's just never there. We don't even get to the stage where it can be too loud.
Because you know, before I'd be like, turn down your hearing, blah blah blah. I don't even get there like that too much.
Now for me, it's definitely a social aspect. I've never gone back to wanting to. Again, maybe it's also a subject that maybe I've just grown past certain situation. But I really during the pandemic when it came to like being out again, or even just Grafton Street or Liffey Valley, I'm like, oh god, I try to avoid the situation. What a great 4 years though. But in terms of also corporations and working, that was the first time people could like fully work from home. I don't know what your situation was before the pandemic. Now to revert it to people what they're trying to get you to come back. As if Jaren,
I can't do this, bro. Right now I'm in the office 4 times a week. I can't do this, bro. Like the thing is, you don't know how many times during the past 2 weeks I've woken up and the problem isn't doing the work. I can do the work, that's fine. The problem is the fact that I have to go to the fucking office. And bro, the worst part about it is the office is 20 minutes from me. Yeah. You know what? Let me talk about something, Because oh my God, bro, I actually can't do this shit anymore. So
this is what did you charge into the game this week?
No, this is fully what I'm charging to the game this week. I can't go to the office and like I can't deal with going to the office and walking into a bathroom that's full of shit. I can't do it again. Bro, you're grown-ass men. Just flush the fucking toilet. Do you know every single company I go to, I have to find the most obscure toilet that nobody would bother walking to just so I can have that. Because the public ones, especially after breakfast when people have had their coffees and the laxative goes through them, they're disgusted. Bro, like literally because right now we're in like a provisional office. Yeah. And it's literally one of those situations where there's no obscure toilets or anything. We have the men's bathroom and it has 2 stalls in it. That's it. So bro, you don't know how many times, and I'm talking about this is on a daily. I walk in and I go to the toilet and I just see just madness. I walk straight back out. Even if I walk straight back out because, and like, you know what,
because you know when you go to workplaces, and they have the notice, please flush and be respectful.
Yeah.
I'm like, everyone is a grown man here. Everyone is a grown adult. We don't need to have this.
Shock
we
you.
need to fucking have this.
Shock you.
Like, bro,
Nah,
every day.
that is something that does grind my gears. Like when they do walk in and you're like, flipping hell, I thought we're all gonna be.
Bro, you couldn't just flush. And you know the worst part about it? It's not even like they put the toilet seat down so you can't see it. You walk, it's right there.
Yeah. Do you take a shit in the workplace though?
Sometimes you got it.
No, definitely with the coffees. We mean like I have a coffee. I'll have a coffee before I go gym, and I have a coffee again at breakfast. So all that shit is just like nah.
Bro, I don't do that coffee shit, man.
You don't do a coffee?
Nah, man.
Caffeine, energy drinks.
I don't really. You know what? I can have an.
But then again, you stay up anyways.
I can have an energy drink and fall asleep.
Yeah.
So. I've never really needed it, but oh, bro, man, it's jarring, man. Like it's actually a piss take. That's some disgusting shit.
That is disgusting thing, and it is one thing with that from the pandemic. We had like the work-life balance was really emphasized, and companies were like, oh, we can do this from home. Now it's like, nah, let's get everybody back in. I don't know why.
You know what? The other thing that's pissing me off as well, politics. What? You know when you work from home, you don't have to deal with the politics too tough. Bruv, I'm in the office and I'm having to deal with politics. Why? They ain't gonna see this. Why are you telling me that I'm on my phone too much, bruv? Like I think I might have left like a couple minutes early one day.
Yeah.
What am I being told? Like, oh, you have to stay till.
Really,
bro? When I say a couple minutes early, I'm not less than 10 minutes.
That is, I hate that level of micromanagement. I hate that level of micromanagement. Like my old manager was a bit of a millennial, so she was encouraging like. Her job wasn't to care. Let me say what grinds my gear about this work as well. Do you know the people that care about saving the company money when really it's not going to benefit them?
It's not your money.
It's like, oh, if we do it this way, we can save the company $50,000. I was like, why do you care what the company is? But Nathan explained it to me. He's like, oh, because then the metrics look good for their manager, so they want to get promoted. Calm, fair enough. But what I was gonna say is, what really annoys me about all this, like the micromanagement to work politics, is this thing, yeah. Why do you care so much as long as I get my work done?
Bro, please ask me.
What is your beef that if I'm coming into this office, I'm coming in, I'm doing the work. What does it matter when it gets done? Are you not seeing the work get done? But people love that element of hire though. Like,
yeah, bro. Like even like the thing that pisses me off the most, because apparently I'm on my phone too much.
Yeah.
But I'm like, there's not one time you've called me that I haven't answered. There's not one deadline I've missed. There's not one there's nothing that I haven't done. But you're fixated on me being on my phone. And it's not like I'm sitting there, yo, bruv. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Like, I will send a text here and there. I'll do some other shit. But all of a sudden, it's too much. So, I don't know, man. It's just...
Yeah, no. But now, COVID. I still can't wait for the actual... So, I know there's been movies and documentaries, like, kind of alluding to it. But I can't wait to now, like, the day the world shut down. And we actually watch it back and think... Like, when I tell my kids that I lived through that, he's going to be like... It's crazy. You're old. You know what? That's gonna be in the history books. You know, that's gonna be written.
Dubs will be like, I don't give a fuck.
They will never live through that again.
But the thing is, he will probably learn about that by the time he gets to school. He will be learning about that in school.
Oh yeah.
Like in history.
Like in history, yeah. Like 15 years. That's something that they're definitely gonna have to. Like in 15 years from now, it's gonna be 20 years ago. That kind of thing. So it's gonna when he's like in his junior cert cycle. That's kind of like when it's gonna be like, oh yeah, the day the world shut down.
I was gonna talk about something, but I'm gonna leave that for next episode.
Okay.
No, but yeah, that's crazy. Let's pop an intro.
Let's pop an intro. Anyways, we are here. We are charged. This is the podcast with the highest level of analysis the culture needs. I'm Uncle J, but you man calls me Jordan, and I'm here with...
You know, it's your girl's favorite voice, Big Deji, nigga, the Midas touch.
And we are here for episode 99 of Charger to the Game. Fair play to us. Like this is a lot of episodes to do consistently as well. So let's not we'll big up ourselves on the next episode.
And they wrapped up quick as well. What's it called? As always, you man know we got to celebrate ourselves. We got to celebrate life and all of that. Make sure you come out to the Paint and Sip on the 10th of February.
Here we go.
What's called? I'm hosting. You know, we get the gist, the Minsky, the one and only
Trap Demi. Shout out to
Demi.
you. We'll touch on Trap Demi. I don't. Go circle back. We'll circle back.
Anyways, but yeah, make sure you grab your tickets for that. I'm also hosting Out of Office. We're having another pop quiz on, if I'm not mistaken, the 6th of February.
Is it only you that can host? Man like that, you know.
You know what they say. Get the right tools for the right job.
I see you too. Back-to-back hosting gig January, February. Come on. You did 4 last year. You're doing 2 months this year.
I'm standing on business.
Work. Stand on business. On your Zoom or whatever that means. Anyways, keep going.
But yeah, make sure you do that. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. This year we're trying to make sure that we get our listenership up. So make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend. If you feel in the episode, make sure you like. Make sure you leave a review. If you're listening on audio only, make sure you leave a comment. And yeah,
on the 27th, by the time this comes out, it will still be.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yes, Abs is doing gala. He's doing a gala.
It's gonna be out.
So
on
I don't know if by Wednesday, if there'll still be tickets, because the way he's promoted this thing, the way he's trying to push this thing, has actually been phenomenal. Sponsors on sponsors on sponsors. You gotta see girls ordering 3, 4, 5 dresses, not knowing what they want, being stressed.
Someone wants to win that best dress.
Exactly. And look, like we're saying about Super Pate, if you're looking for gal, man, them.
And also, look, if there's not tickets, just buy table.
Hey. I'm like this, yeah. Packing big like this.
Shut up. Yeah, first dates. Tell me on first date.
Trap me.
Don't let me go on TV to be on a date and the guy goes, "We had to be last night."
Did you watch the episode?
No, I didn't watch
I saw the snippets as well.
I just saw the snippets.
What killed me is, look, I was watching someone's story, and it was the story of the thing, and they were like, Debbie. And one person in the background of the story says, that guy's so short now.
Don't kill me.
I was like, why? Why?
Let's show men live.
Do you know? Why? But no, it's actually cool also seeing Black and Irish talent on that, like on TV. I know we've touched about it in terms of like Nella Rose, and we're also seeing it here now. And she even said she inserted a bit of Yoruba on Irish TV, so it was cool to see. Obviously, we didn't know about it. We're just seeing like Demi's on flipping RTE doing first dates, and Katya's doing the hosting Uprising with Virgin Media, flipping
doing Dance with the Stars, doing it.
C'est la vie de Maze on that TV screen as well. Like
bro, it's crazy.
We speak on the scene a lot. Yeah, we speak on the. Imagine seeing someone you knew on RTE 10 years ago,
bro.
Like you'd be like, "What? You're famous. You're famous. You're on RTE."
What's going? Sean doing what he's doing as well.
Yeah,
bro. He's actually insane. Also, do I go on first dates and wear charger merch?
Product placement. Product placement.
Product placement. And when I get on the date. So what you do? Oh, I have a podcast called Charger to the Game. We drop every Wednesday.
What do you guys talk about? It's social commentary about what's happening in the world.
You know what I'm saying? That's good date conversation.
A lot of it is like this Love Island is like as well. This a lot of it is just using that brand to push up your brand, to promote your brand. Like you went to Elam when he went on Love Island. That was with Catherine that lived in Dubai. He just went on that to be like, bro, hey, I have a company over here.
That guy went to go up his stuff.
Did you know what I mean?
I will say though, like what's called? Did you watch Love Island Games?
I watched some of it,
bro. Love Island Games cold.
Yeah. This
one now, I'm not watching it, but I don't see the point.
That's what I want to touch on. I'm watching it in the back because when it's like 9 p.m. and it's like I'm downstairs with the family, we just stick it on, whatever. I really don't see the point. It doesn't even feel authentic to the point where like when it feels less authentic now, anyways. But at least up until like maybe Dami season was when you felt like, okay, some people they're here to get their level, their followers up. But as the season progressed, you could see Dami liked India, Ekenso, Davide had a thing. You could kind of see the progression of feelings, even though that was the intention. But with these new ones, you're like, it's just a game. Everybody's here to play a game.
But the thing is, I think bringing people back fucks it up.
Yeah.
Because everybody knows that everybody is just here for this. You get what I'm saying? At least with the games, the love aspect was cool, but the main aspect of it was the games. And the thing is, I'm not gonna lie, the games were cold. Like it was actually the games were better than regular Love Island.
Okay,
do you get what I'm saying? Yeah, like because it was actually, first of all, it's all different people from different countries and all this kind of shit.
Yeah, I saw the intros. Yeah,
and then also like we're actually you're pairing up not only for love, but also because it's like, yo, I think you're better at you're gonna be smarter at a game or this, so we don't lose the money.
So you have to be more strategic at it as well.
What I'm saying?
Which is like real life. Like love is not enough, baby.
Bro, one of the first episodes, what's called one girl, I think her name is Imani or something.
Yeah.
Fam, one guy came in from jump. He was like, That's
the one. Yeah, I remember.
What's called? He finally gets her. Then another guy comes in,
and then they have to fight for her.
Yeah,
I remember watching that one.
Vex I am.
And then he beat him. And he took your girl.
That's the TV I need.
And you see that one Justine that was with Jack Fowler. Apparently she's Congolese.
That's what people
does not look Congolese. That's why when people say you look Congolese, there is a look. Like there's definitely a look. Yeah. I can tell. But that one I was like, I cannot see the Congolese in you.
There's some people that I like. If you had told me she was, I wouldn't know.
Yeah, no, exactly. When I saw Noella said it to me, when I saw it, I was like,
I thought she was like more Eastern. I was about to say Eastern European, like Eastern Africa.
East Africa, yeah. But what I want to say is Kaz obviously it's gone back into it now. The first time the narrative was, oh, they're rejecting her, black women, blah blah. It's just you're not gonna be there. The guys that like you aren't gonna be in that room, in that space, etc. But now that she's going back the second time on her own doing, with all the information and knowledge, do we still have that level of like, I feel bad for you, or is this time it's like, you know what, bro? You know what? Because now she's trying to move to one light skin guy, but he's into the Oyinbo ginger babes, and it's kind of like, oh, the black girl's getting rejected for this, the white girl again. But this time I'm like, but she knows now, like she's not going in it from a place of ignorance anymore. She's going in a place of like, your spec is probably not here, but.
I saw Zizi saying like, I don't know why she'd go on it again. Like,
yeah. Simi was saying the same things. Like, why would you go on it again?
Someone said they should bring a black guy for her, and then I think they made a collage of all the black guys. Like,
they shot Martin rotates. I was screaming. He's so mad. I was like, oh my god.
Oh, don't kill me.
But someone rotated in a kilt and the jeans. I was like, nah, fashion niggas kill me, man. Although something I literally had a point where they bring. Oh yeah, the receipts. They had a podcast breakup.
Yes.
And if you don't listen to the receipts, the long story short is, it was a podcast of three. Melina, Tolly, and Audrey. Two of them are Nigerian and Ghanaian. The other one is South American. So recently they've gone on a 7-year run. I think one of them and Three Shots for the first podcast that I've heard of, anyways, within UK and Ireland to get a Spotify deal. And there still was with Spotify, whereas Three Shots, their deal expired. 7-year run. There was always tension from what I heard between Tolly and Melina. They obviously look now from the outside looking, it looks like the dark skinned girl is bullying the light skin. So they're throwing narratives like bully and all of this towards Tolly. And this has been a narrative that I've heard of anyways for years. Now Melina decides she's no longer wants to leave the pod, and she just leaves abruptly. They even had episodes stacked to record because Audrey was about to give birth, kind of like what we did. They had episodes. No, I was about to give birth, but they had episodes stacked. And they released it, and they just ended abruptly. They came back and they gave the reasonable explanation. Tolly gave her side of the story, that they were in a good place. They did, like, you work together for 7 years. If we work together for 7 years, we're going to have a bit of tension. Yeah, there's going to be things that we just don't align with or see eye to eye. But they were in a good place, and something happened. Melina decided to leave. Then she gave her side of the story, and she explained everything, that she didn't do anything. This was all because, for once, she was going to be the victim, but Melina couldn't have that, so Melina left. Now, what I wanted to ask you is, if there's narratives going around that me and you break up to charge it, and then just to scroll up, to go back when you're going on last week, you're the big guy, whatever, they look like, oh, Deji pushed Jordan away, Deji's a bully, Deji's doing this, da. And I'm not shutting these rumors down. I'm not saying anything to shut it down. I'm letting that narrative exist because maybe then it makes me look like the victim. Yeah. Then I looked at the empathetic figure. Are you looking at me different to be like, yo, bro, we did this for 7 years. You're letting these things exist about me that you know are not true, but because you still want to be like, look at me. What should you make of that?
I wouldn't expect you to come out and say anything, like, because at the end of the day, what are you gonna say? Do you get what I'm
saying? I would say just because me and Deji didn't get along, that's not his character. Because that's what Tolly said about Melina. It's like, you know that these narratives are existing about me. You could have just shut it down, but you're letting it exist. Again, in our case, I even understand even more. The dark-skinned black girl being labeled as the bully or being labeled this, that narrative has already existed. So to even let the enforce that narrative, I can understand why it bothers someone.
I can understand why it bothers somebody, but at the end of the day, like, I can't control your narrative. I can't control anybody's narrative. And I know for me, I hate explaining myself. And because I hate explaining myself, I'm not expecting you to go explain yourself. Because at the end of the day, people have made up their minds. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, even if Melina comes out and says, yo, that's not what happened. People are gonna be like, no, they're just trying to save face.
I hear you.
Like, we've listened to it for years. We could hear the divide and blah blah blah. So what's the point?
I think that's what Tolly said. Tolly says, and I actually agree with this point. Tolly said it's like, some people, for the world to work, they have to create narratives in their head that makes them okay with, like, this. The thing is, like, for example, Cat Williams not getting opportunities might say it's because you guys signed for the Illuminati. Like, in his head, he has to create that narrative instead of just being like, you know what, maybe I wasn't as likable as a Kevin Hart, or maybe I wasn't willing to play the game as a Kevin Hart. So I get what you're saying. It's like, yeah, some people have made up their minds. If you're explaining, you're losing.
Literally.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, bruv, people are gonna come listen if they think we're here.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you know what's funny about the receipts? I think when they first came out, I was chopping breakfast, and I was listening to their pod, bro. It was triggering me. I never listened again. I never listened again.
It's like that song. It's like that song when you're going through something, and that song reminds you of that moment. Turn this up right now. Turn this up.
That doesn't. Yeah, no. That's I couldn't. Since then, I could never get into them.
And like, obviously, we're doing this going on 2 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Is there certain things that you're like, just as a creative, as a person, as a podcaster, you have to stand on business and be like, look, or that we would break up over this happening on this podcast? Because you never know until something happens. Because for them, sometimes like it felt like it was a build up from what it looks like from the outside to watch a
honestly
podcast break up.
with us. I don't think so.
Yeah,
like unless you're on some wild shit.
It was 2015, 16, Jordan.
But the thing is, if you're on that wild shit, the podcast is the last thing that is going to end.
I have my whole life.
Your whole life will be shattered before it gets to me.
Because I always think about that, because it's like, even the greatest bands, the greatest collectives, egos and get in the way. Personalities and egos get in the way, and they break up. And you always hear this. It's always the same story. Like, I thought I deserved this. I thought I should have got paid this, blah, blah, blah. And that's the one thing I think of. Is like, if there was proper money in this, that's another thing that we have to navigate that we don't know how we will navigate yet. Do you know? You kind of know what I'm saying? It's like, it's an element of the game that we've never had to deal with. So it's easy to say here, be like, nah, I'll be grand. But because it's easy, there's two of us. You can split that.
If there was three of us, if David was here, I feel like then because now there's a tiebreaker person as well, and it's like, whose side are you picking? This and that.
I think that's what it was, because like one person's always closer to the other person. That's why it was like, oh, Tolly and Audrey were always closer, and that's okay. You can be closer. Like when I started doing the pod, I was definitely closer to Dave because I was from Barbrigan. But as the time goes on, like it shifts back the other way. Whereas you and Dave were never in the same city, never lived in Barbrigan together, and you just didn't do a podcast as a duo. So it would have just made sense. Like, oh yeah, I've known Dave. Even though I knew you technically longer, but I spent like more of that intimate time with Dave.
Like, and also the thing is, like, you relate to Dave more just in like when he's talking about, oh, I'm going here, that's in Briggs.
Exactly. Yeah.
There's certain conversations, like, also even you guys have been in agenda for God knows how long.
Exactly.
Before, like, so it just makes sense. My question though is, when serious money comes, who does it change more, me or you?
I'm telling you now, yeah, money will change me. Money is going to change me.
Well, question: who does it change more, me or you?
Who does the money change more? I would say, I'm gonna say you.
I could fully see that, you know.
I'm gonna say
don't let me start starting on people.
That's what I mean. Because on the stage, if you were married and the one with the kid, I would say maybe me, because you'd be like, you know what, I still need to chill. There's an element of my life as if we were both in the same situation. Like, take back to 2015, and we both got that money. Did you?
Remember when we were talking about the
But right now, because you have more freedom, so it'll look like you've changed more just because you have more freedom to do whatever. You're like, oh, did you do Dubai? Whereas even if I had that money, I'd be like, what's Fixa? What's Simmy's? I still have to. I might not be able to just flip that switch. But you can be like, yo, Jordan, let's record for a month. I'm off. I'm driving Lamborghini in fucking Dubai.
100%. I'm pulling up in a different car every day. Bro, I'm wearing 3 watches just because I can.
They're like Jake Paul in them. At the moment, I'll say you, but nah. I think that's an element that obviously it reveals people, even me to myself. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that amount of money. That's why, like when we talked about like Zion Williamson ages ago, it's so hard for me to judge him because I don't know what I would have done with 200 million on Instagram.
200 million at
22
on
Instagram.
And Instagram.
I don't know what I would have done. So I'm not sitting here saying like, nah, man, Zion should do. Yes, he should do better. Yes, of course, he should do better. But bruv,
should he? No, like on a big and serious level, should he?
What? If you're
bro, I think I was. At 21, I was wilding and I was broke.
Bruv! I was doing dates everywhere. And then with my dad's car. Now you give me 200 million.
Bro, and you know what as well? Because what's it called? Drake had a bar. It was like, all my 90s fantasies, they all come true in due time.
Yeah.
Every fantasy I've ever had is coming true. Because at the end of the day, it's not like there's once again, like it's not like there's some women that you've been staring at your whole life that are just ready to throw it at you at the drop of a dime. Like literally Instagram, like you said. And also the fact of like, you know, when you're fucking around with your friends, oh, let's do this. We can actually do this. Like we've taken last minute trips from Galway to Dublin in a night just because let's go to a party. Imagine, you think I'm not going to Barcelona? You think I'm not going Barcelona for lunch and coming back?
Conor McGregor got people in a private jet to go to New York to fight Khabib just because he could.
You know what I'm back in international beef.
Just says, what? You slapped my boy. Let's get it. That thing is so funny because on that trip to New York, nobody could have said, "Calm down, man. Let's come back."
do you know how
it's a 6-hour flight?
Do you know how mad you have to be for 6 hours?
6 hours on a flight. It's just be like chilling.
No, because I think about it. I think it was like Tiny Temper or something like that. I was listening to him on I think it was Not for the Radio or whatever. Him and his boy, they flew to Spain to have lunch and they came back. That's the shit I'm on.
But no, that's the shit I would be on as well if my situation was different. I'd be like, yeah, because even when I remember early days listening to 90s Babies, and Fred was a bit more free. Fred was like, let's move to America. Whereas Temi had to be conservative. Like, he had a whole life and a family here. You just couldn't be like...
When Fred was still in the streets.
Yeah, Fred, I'm on what you're on. Like, no, I have a mortgage and a kid and everything here. But shout out to Receipts. Like, it is important to have... I still think it is... I'm glad they kept going because I think it's always important to have as many black faces in these spaces as possible.
They're one of the biggest podcasts.
Yeah.
Fam,
bro, I remember Victoria Beckham was shared a book in their story. Like, they wrote a book and Victoria Beckham shared it on her story. Like, I remember that's what levels were. Yeah, that's what levels were on. So
I even forgot that they have a book as well. Nah, so crazy.
To see the breakup is always sad, but it's like it's part of everything, the things that happen here. So
do you feel like it affects their brand significantly?
I do, because I remember I don't know if I say her name, but she was tweeting about it, and she said for her that was the end of the journey. The fact that Melina left, I think she aligned herself more with Melina on the pod, because Melina doesn't have traditional beliefs, and she doesn't have traditional African beliefs, whereas Tolly perhaps stands on those a bit more strongly, and that's where the clash, according to her tweets, that's where the clash sometimes seems to come from. So I don't know if you've alienated certain people, but I think it'll be fine.
Yeah, to be honest, like fine. A podcast of that scale, I don't see it going away. Even if they do lose a couple listeners, like even a couple thousand, they'll be alright. Because
the Joe Budden podcast, like at its height, you could have argued it was the biggest podcast in the black space anywhere. Like you could definitely, when Rory and Mal, when it was at its peak, I couldn't listen to a piece of content without saying like they were talking about this on Joe Budden podcast. Now I don't feel it has. We had to talk about impact versus numbers. I don't think it has the same cultural impact as it did when it had Rory and Mal, but it's still a big podcast.
But the thing is, like, it's Joe Budden. He's always going to do numbers, and also now they're doing a lot more guests than they did before. Before Joe used to stand on. I don't really want to talk to that many people, so they would only have a guest once in a while.
Stephen A was on it.
Do you get what I mean? Now, fucking Lola Brooke, all these people are on it. Like, do you get what I'm saying? No. And so, but when it was with Rory and Mal, granted, the numbers might not have been what they are now.
It was definitely more impactful.
But like, you can see how much more money is going into it now. Do you get what I'm saying? Whereas before, it wasn't as much money. They were in Parks' house.
Just chatting and shit,
Now they got fucking red cameras at different angles, couches.
Dr. Umar Johnson, only on Patreon.
Skylines, all that kind of shit. Because I used to listen to them. I used to listen to Joe Budden podcast, obviously, because also I was in the office as well. But I used to listen to every episode, like literally twice a week. Every episode, I was there. Since Rory and Mal left, like even there was times where Rory and Mal took a break. I just didn't listen. Then when they left, I just I might listen to one here and there, but it's not the same anymore.
Because I know Dave Dave has a fucking sticker on his laptop of the JP. I know you and Dave were like very. I didn't like the pacing of their podcast. I don't know why. I just didn't like it. But then I've actually listened to them more recently with Ish, because maybe I was wrong. Whenever I did listen, I never felt like Rory and Mal were challenging Joe, whereas I feel Ish does. I just feel like Ish challenges Joe a bit more, and so sometimes that makes sense. I don't think on the Receipts. I think they'll be fine. I don't think it'll affect it. I think the main audience is black women, and because it's still 2 black women, I think it remains like what it is today.
Is that Canada Goose?
No, Zavetti jacket. Zavetti Canada.
I was supposed to be like, George is changing already.
I got my tax back and I was like, let me treat myself.
Oh, wow.
Did you apply?
No, what's going on? You know, because I've had companies, I have to have I have to do a different kind of tax. I have to fill out a Form 11 instead of a Form 12 or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And I filled out one for a couple years back. It said, "Oh, such and such." I just left it. I actually just left it.
When it says last year, it says overpaid. Last year we got double what we got this year. So last year it says you guys overpaid. This month, so for me that money. And this year,
we're booking flights.
I was actually deep in it. One time in my life, I have to fly that business economy class thing.
Oh, 100%.
I have to stretch my legs.
No, Jordan, we're doing it. We're doing it.
I was like, I have to just because I don't know whose story I was watching. They were just lying down. I was like, nah, bro, I'm tired. I'm going to. If I go Southeast Asia again, like Bali and Thailand, them 16-hour flight things, I'm doing it first class.
You know what? I will say, actually, money's gonna change me, man. I know already. No, because you know what? Yeah, I was on. I don't know how. What's called? I was seeing this thing the other day. You know, I always said I'm not the biggest designer guy, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I saw this jacket, Jordan. I need it. And the thing is, I think is it a Louis jacket? It's like a Louis jacket. Yeah, it's like a big puffer Louis jacket.
How much?
I think this jacket probably costs a couple bucks. That's probably like a 2.5.
Watch, you'll see fucking a Taser Black wearing this.
Do you get what I'm saying?
And like she's like two. Oh, that's
Also,
sexy. No, that is sexy.
Do you get? Also, there's an Averex jacket I want that's in like baby blue as well. I was like, I need that, bro. But I looked at the price; it's like $1.50.
But you know who? My wife actually does that. She'll see a jacket like that, and she might not buy it straight away. But if she's still thinking about it in 6 months, she actually does. She'll just go buy it.
Yeah, but you know, I think I do. I will say for myself, whenever I want something, I usually get it. I might not get it in the moment that I want it, but I'm gonna get it.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? But I say all that to say, fam, there's a certain few pieces I'm looking at like, you might take my money.
Bookmark. We're gonna
bookmark that one.
Yeah. We're gonna run back to
bro, even if it's warm in the summer, I don't give a fuck.
That's like Chris's brother. I'll see him in the fucking summer. You see wearing his North Face. I was like, why you wearing this? Take off the North Face, brother.
If I have this jacket, I'm pulling up to the villa after it's over. I just standing outside. Just standing like
I was speaking of Taser. I think he has like either a black jacket, either close that maybe it was Montclair. He wears it. We used to wear it like when he first got it. Every episode, Taser will just be chilling in his.
Yeah.
So, speaking of Taser, are you going to R&B?
Of course.
Looking forward to it.
I'm gonna be there.
Are you gonna catch a chicken wine if you can?
I'm gonna be there.
We'll be there. Are you gonna? Did you see that picture of Malik B when he holds a girl outside of a club?
Wait, you have to hold your own thing.
Your own thing. Oh, have we all done that? Have we? I think because it's so relatable because everybody has been there.
Yeah.
The fact that he made that, it's like what Victor does, isn't it? He makes it because it's relatable content.
Literally.
The fact that he made that and it went viral, I'm like, oh, so everybody across everywhere has gone through this.
The other one that he had where, what's it called? Your old thing comes back for the holidays.
Yeah.
And you're chatting.
And
like, what, you still with that guy? Come on, like, you know, there's no girls here aren't like you, man, since you left it, bro.
and then he goes back to his babes.
The end of that spun me.
Then he goes back to the love of his life. I remember seeing on Twitter. Someone, I think it was the girl twerking or something. Someone said, "I understand why our grandparents had more than one families because they don't do it like nobody does it like the host." I said, "Oh my god, this is disgusting."
The thing is, I also saw something. And someone was like, "Girls will sleep with somebody else." Like remember the what's called the dilemma we had that she's shaking in orgasms. And then she goes back to her man. Yeah. It's not the same.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, let's be fucking honest right now.
Let's be real for real.
For real. Even take it away from sex and infidelity and shit like that. If you have the same meal all the time, even if it doesn't matter how much it slaps, even if you have something that's different and not even slightly the same, just the fact that it's different, it slaps.
I was having this conversation with Noella, and I say it to her, and she was like, "Oh man, you mans get bored easy. Why can't you?" I literally use that analogy, and I know it's maybe silly to use. I said, "Look, I like jollof, I like rice pondu. They're the most consistent meal. I've had them literally all my life, and I'm never upset when I have any of them. But every now and again, when I do eat that steak and peppercorn sauce, I'm like, doesn't mean I don't love I'm gonna go back to my jollof eventually, but it slapped that day that I just went to it. It is what it is.
You know what I'm saying? Like I might not eat paella, but if I'm in Spain, it slaps a little different.
And then do I want to eat that steak again tomorrow? No. I want to eat the lobster pondu. That's what it is.
Like at the end of the day, like because the thing is like just things are just different. Even if even if what's called like you go on a date with your girl all the time, blah blah. If you go on a date with a different girl, that is not like just horrible.
Yeah.
For the most part, it's different. Even if you could be talking about the same things, just in a different
Humans
perspective.
enjoy novelty, and it is like we do, and I get it. It's one section of our life that we've just said there's no novelty anymore because we've, as a society, we've made an agreement for better for worse. Like, you see that clip that Fred says, "Yeah, you cheating has killed me."
Yeah, yeah. No, facts.
Like, so it's not uncommon for someone to enjoy, even at work, your missus might enjoy the little flirty banter that she's getting from her colleague because it's novel, it's new. When she's getting home, I'm telling her, yo, is it today we're taking out the bins? Oh yeah, we have to pick up the shopping tomorrow. But when she's at work, this guy's she doesn't have to think about that. Not that she doesn't love you or she doesn't love the life that you guys have built. She just enjoys that. You know what? I don't want to talk about taking out bins today.
You know, even separately from that, because I feel like the place where it relates most to women is in compliments. The longer you're with women, the less your compliments not that the less they mean, but the less they mean.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Because now they think, oh, you're supposed to tell me I'm pretty.
Yeah.
No, you're just pretty.
Yeah.
But now fucking Tunde from down the street sees you one time and he tells you you're cute. Now all of a sudden you're blushing.
I saw a TikTok like that. Some girl, she said someone asked her on a day. She was telling her husband, like she was obviously filming herself, but she was saying, you know, someone at the gym asked you for a day, and her husband's like, what are you blushing for?
But you know, I also hear it though. Sometimes it's nice to know you still got it.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't like. Obviously, we're older and mature. I'm not really that upset if my missus like someone a compliment at work and she's happy about it. Even in this situation, she barely leaves the home. She's at home with baby Mindums all the time. So if she steps out a little bit, she looks nice, and someone hits on her, it's gonna be good for the ego. On a human level, her ego's gonna be like, this feels nice.
You know, while you're getting gassed, you get gas, get your floaters, and then come back to me and let's do what we need to do.
Well, I didn't even forget what the conversation point was at this point.
I don't know.
We just went on the tangent. But yeah, podcast should stay together. We have
Look, I'm telling you now, guys.
Oh, we're talking about R&B. Yes,
share, subscribe so we can get some money and we can change.
Not only will we change, the podcast will change. Podcast will change. Some people will look at us different. They'll come on the podcast. They'll look at us, what's happening over there with them mans over there? That's good. Let me go chat to them.
I charge you. We nice. The people that support us, we nice, you guys. So the nicer you are to us, the nicer we'll be to you.
There you go. So I know this was a short episode. Episode 100 next week. Make sure you tune in. I think it's a bit of a different episode. We have a bit of a small audience that's going to contribute to the conversation. If
some of the people that fuck with us.
The people that fuck with us, if you haven't been there before. We're going to have a quiz as well. The two people that have been on the podcast the most, I think we're doing favoritism. So they're going to fight it out today on the quiz.
Good man, you're here next week.
Yeah. And that's it.
Yeah. If you didn't like anything we said
today, charge. Thank you for listening.